Vroom vroom, it's V8 time, and seeing as though we've got lots of Mopar muscle on today's show, our question is this. What does the Mopar term Hemi refer to? That's Hemi, bro. And this is NZV8 TV. Brought to you by Smits Group, suppliers of leading automotive brands. Newlon, Maguire's, House of Colour, Spice Hecker, and a whole lot of other stuff to keep your V8 shiny, cool and fast. Not quite standard? Well, neither are NAC Insurance. They understand. nac.co.nz. On the show today, here's one cat with seriously big claws. It's Bernie Gillen's GT1 Jaguar, and this thing ain't no pussy. Wow. New Zealand's driver training experts Downforce take us for a ride around the brand new Hampton Downs track in their brutal 7-litre Ford Ute. We contrast the old and the new, two generations of Challenger at the Mopar Nationals, as well as taking a look at this gorgeous big block VG Valiant. And who of us didn't want a Group A Walkinshaw Commodore in the late 80s? Well, probably any of you that were born after 1990. V8's V8s everywhere, and not a single drop of horsepower to spare. If you ask any serious motorsport competitor how much horsepower do they need, the answer invariably will be more. It seems you can never have enough horsepower. And classes with total freedom of engine rules, such as GTR NZ, only help to encourage that endless pursuit of horsepower, producing some really cool and highly entertaining cars. Cars like Bernie Gillen's Jaguar-bodied Trans Am car, a Trans Am car with a serious twist.
Built in 2002 based on a Jaguar body, built to Trans Am specs. It runs a 6-litre Ford Cosworth motor. It's a pretty basic engine compared to all of the other cars in our class. It just runs a 750 CFM carburetor, just a good old Windsor block Ford. Very, very basic. It has a 5-speed W pattern gearbox, no sequential shifters or 6 speeds, none of that stuff. Yeah, we've been pretty lucky to date. There's a lot of very, very good cars out there, but we were lucky enough to qualify on pole today by a tenth of a second or so. We weren't happy with the car setup. We know we can go a lot faster. Yeah, we were on pole at Hamilton too by a couple of seconds, so I was hoping to do that again here at Taupo, but we didn't get our package quite right, but it gives us something to build on over the weekend. We just enjoy our racing, hop in and drive it, and the goal is always to be at the front, so we just do what we have to do with the package we got, and it's great. Yeah, the car as it is, we can take it to Australia and run in Australia in their championship. They only allow New Zealand Trans Am cars other than their own class to run there, so the likes of John Ray's car or Grant Brennan's car, they aren't able to take it to Australia and race because they're too high-tech. Look, we just really honestly run just as straight as the Trans Ams used to run in America in 2002 and 2003. We've got the Penske shocks, it's just a nice old Trans Am chassis, a body and a good reliable 750 to 800 horsepower. So we just get out there and it's just a nice balanced package, nothing too complicated. This is the first time I've raced at this track, so I'm still learning it, I'm still a mug. But we got into a low 129. I'd like to think we get into a low 128 or maybe a high 127 this weekend. At Pukekohe, the car's definitely capable of a high 54 or low 55 second lap. I haven't run this car in the dry at Pukekohe, so I don't know.
Don't you love it when you can just throw away the rules? I can't wait to see this thing doing 55s round Puke. I'm no expert, but I reckon you probably want to put those little round things back in the gearbox first. November is Maguire's Car Care Month, and so they're offering a $10 rebate when you spend $50 or more on any Maguire's brand product during November. Go to maguires.co.nz to check out the details. The business of driver training and driving on track as corporate entertainment has been a growth industry in New Zealand in recent years, and one company leading the charge is Downforce, whose operation now includes the 600 horsepower Falcon Ute.
We do top-end driving events. If you've got any sort of fast car, we want to show you how to drive it even faster. It started life as one of the Australian brute utes, so it came to New Zealand. It did the first Manfield race when the utes raced at Manfield in New Zealand, and from there it sat around for a couple of years until the Downforce team decided, hey, we need a little bit of a toy, we need some fun. So a 427 Man of War engine got stuck in the front of it. It had some pretty impressive figures on the dyno with 620 horsepower, but I don't know if we'll need to think about big butty wings on the back of it just yet. I think it's definitely an entertainment ute these days. The V8 Ute boys might be a little bit angry if we started racing it in their Ute series, but look, it's so much fun. It just wants to slide sideways and really is entertaining. You got to be a little more gentle and precise with it. It's a little more agricultural, I guess. It's not so refined like a normal sports car that we're used to these days, but still, it just puts a smile on your face every time you drive it. Downforce is a team of race drivers and competitors that come together to form a really sharp driving team. There's a few people in behind the scenes, led by Stephen Farmer, that actually run the show. But look, we've got a fantastic team of instructors that we work with. Some pretty big rock stars out there. Johnny Reid drives with us, Emma Gilmore, Stu Owers, who teams with me at the 24 Hours of Nürburgring, which Boothie and I had a bit of fun with, also in the V8 in the front of the car. It's got the ute brakes from the racing utes at this stage, so I think that's one area that potentially needs a little more work. But overall, it's still a pretty good package so far. We haven't broken anything yet, touch wood. The pleasure of driving in it is not to drive every corner perfectly from keeping the car straight. It's just about driving fast, driving sideways, in a controlled place, of course, but really just having a lot of fun with what is such a neat V8. Look on our website, downforce.co.nz.
An exclusive offer for NZV8 TV viewers. Subscribe to NZV8 magazine this week and you'll get a free picture disc DVD of John Carpenter's Christine in widescreen format. Based on Stephen King's best-selling novel about a homicidal 58 Plymouth, Christine is an automotive horror classic. Just text V8 to 244. In this part of the world, we all know about the rivalry between Ford and General Motors, but stateside there was always a third player. Those were the Mopar brands of Dodge, Plymouth and Chrysler. And those three brands got together last week at Fram Autolite Dragway for the Mopar Nationals. The Mopar models of the classic muscle car period of the 1960s and 70s, particularly those powered by Hemi engines, have developed a cult following in recent years and now command some of the highest prices seen on the used American muscle car market. And that all-powerful Hemi name is still alive and well in the modern Mopar models.